After the epic bout we've all been waiting for. It's Tyson Fury versus Martin Rogan live from Belfast now in international boxing.
Welcome to Belfast, where it's Titanic weekend. This is the city where the great liner was built before sinking on its maiden voyage 100 years ago. But here at the Odyssey Arena, we're going to ignore all historical references and possible puns. We're here for a right Irish punch-up. It's the unbeaten Tyson Fury against Belfast's own Martin Rogan. Good evening, welcome to the boxing here on Channel 5. We also have on the bill here this evening Chris Eubank Jr. But on with the main event, and both Fury and Rogan are former Commonwealth champions. This evening they fight for the Irish Heavyweight Championship, a decision which in itself is a bone of contention, as Adam Dark reports.
In a business where things are rarely as they seem, an argument over authenticity. Surrounded by history in the offices where the Titanic was designed, a dispute about heritage and the right to home support.
People say the stupid Irish, they're not that stupid. Like, let's be realistic about it. If I'm born in Switzerland, I can't say I'm Scottish, can I? Like, it's... Is that how stupid he really is?
My father's Irish and my grandparents are Irish, so that would make me Irish heritage, Irish descent, whatever you want to call it.
Don't come over here trying to browbeat me in my own city, and you know, he's trying to turn people against me, and this is what he's been doing.
I'm coming over here, I'm so excited, I'm going to beat up an old guy, make some new friends, and get paid. How good is that?
It's typical Tyson. Big statements, controversies. He walks the line between comedy and tragedy. He claims to be fitter and more focused than ever before after ballooning to 23 stone. But not everyone is convinced.
Not unless he's put weights on his legs or somebody has put a haversack on while he was sleeping and he didn't know about it. But the real answer is a compulsive liar, and he needs to be taken down a peg or two.
I had problems with a wife, we split up for a while. Problems with a child, almost lost my son. He was 4 months old. He had bronchiolitis and we almost lost him. He's in hospital intensive care for 2 weeks. I had a long sit down, a long think about life, what I wanted to do and how I was going to approach it, you know. And I'm 100% happy with my life now. Everything's right with the family. I've got my dad coming out next year. I'm right with God.
If we're talking sincerity, they don't come much more genuine than Martin Rogan. The 40-year-old family man has survived one of Belfast's toughest neighbourhoods. Deals in actions, not words. Knows that time is running out.
The pressure's on Tyson Fury. I know he's crap on himself. I know, I can tell. I've been fighting a long time. I can see it in his eyes. He's nervous. He's nervous. He's coming across. He's not. He's nervous. He's wetting his lips, licking his lips. He's done everything, but everything that a fighter doesn't do.
Belfast are a fighting city, so they're going to expect a good fight, and I'm going to put on a masterclass, you know. I don't think anybody's going to be disappointed, only Martin Rogan's family.
Well, that's Adam Dark reporting. I'm delighted to say that I can welcome back to Channel 5 America's voice of boxing, Al Bernstein. Al, it's great to have you with us once more. Tyson Fury here has had to give up his British title and his Commonwealth title to pursue his dream of a world title, so he cannot afford to lose this one, Al.
No, he really can't. You know, this is a 23-year-old who was already ranked 8th by the WBC, and he feels that a series of wins can get him to that promised land of a shot at a world title. But to do so, conditioning conditioning is a big issue for him. It's been questioned in the past. For this particular fight, he is 17 stone and 7 pounds, the lowest he has ever weighed as a professional. And that conditioning is important because it gives him a consistency of effort, something that hasn't always been there before, like in his last fight against Nevin Pikic, the Canadian champion, who, again, put him to the test in what turned out to be a very, very difficult match. First, some bravado from Tyson Fury, but that bravado quickly faded away when an overhand right, and that is the Achilles heel for Tyson Fury. He can be hit with that right. Pikic landed a big right hand, knocked him down in the second round, and would then even land another big right. But in round 3, as is the case with Tyson Fury, he showed his resiliency and the ability to come back. And he got Pikic in trouble, would put him down twice in this round, and showed the power that everybody knows this big 6'9" fighter has. Now, these kind of roller coaster rides for Tyson Fury are what they're hoping to avoid with better conditioning and training camps that accentuate the ability that he has, ability that has made people like Emmanuel Stewart praise him as a terrific fighter. So he got the win tonight, but he hopes that starting tonight against Marty Rogan, those kinds of wins will be a little bit smoother, Mark.
And he's up against a man who, as we've already heard, Al, has massive local support.
Yeah.
He's got the crowd behind him, Martin Rogan.
Boy, does he ever. You know, the build-up to this fight, and of course it was supposed to be held once before, has just been fascinating. And here in Belfast, it's a hotbed of interest in this fight. Marty Rogan, a man who started his career very late at age 34, drove a cab for many years, then got into boxing at age 34, made his mark as a fighter, and got some significant wins in Great Britain and in the United Kingdom. And now, coming off a year layoff, he is hoping that he's got the power and the will to be the guy that not only hurts Tyson Fury, but keeps him down.
Okay, let's have a look at the vital statistics then going ahead into this fight. Some really interesting stats to have a look at here because they all favour Fury in almost every department. He's younger, he's taller, that unbeaten 17-fight record. He's even had one more fight than Rogan, Al, as you were saying, is a late starter. When you look at that, there's only going to be one winner.
Yeah, you know, if you just purely look at the numbers, you could say that. But we know from history already here on Channel 5, watching these exciting matches, that in the case of Tyson Fury, things seldom go as scripted.
Okay, so it's Tyson Fury against Martin Rogan for the Irish Heavyweight Championship coming up after the break, and a chance to win a great competition as well. You can win a trip to Vegas with tickets to Amir Khan's world title rematch with Lamont Peterson next month. And the Eubanks, they are in town, and we're back in a moment here on Channel 5 Boxing.
Energy bill at Money's Supermarket, and now he feels electric. Save £200 on your energy bill and feel like a winner. You're so Money's Supermarket, you don't even know it.
New Sure Men Adventure. Protection that keeps up with your high adrenaline situations. New Sure Men Adventure. Sure, it won't let you down.
I'm very tired.
It's a real nightmare when your card is lost or stolen. But NatWest's emergency cash service means you could still get your cash, even if you don't have your card.
Let me get it sorted.
Call anytime, and you'll be given a special code, which you can use at any NatWest cash machine to withdraw up to £300. NatWest is part of the only banking group to offer this service. Isn't it time you switched to a more helpful bank? NatWest. Helpful banking.
This is Alpecin Caffeine Shampoo for men. Take a good look because it's moving fast. In fact, it sold over 2 million bottles in Germany last year alone. To find out why, get down to Boots, leading supermarkets or pharmacies. Alpecin Caffeine Shampoo. German engineering for your hair.
Brilliantly British, brilliantly refreshing.
The new KFC Reggae box meal. A fillet burger with Levi Roots, jerk sauce, mini fillet, fry side and a drink. It might be more flavour than you bargained for.
Carling, the perfect balance of flavour and refreshment. Carling, brilliantly British, brilliantly refreshing.
They were too good for the Germans.
Oh, what a strike! What a fantastic strike!
England's best came off worse.
What a goal!
Better than Manchester United? Good enough to go all the way? The Europa League semi-final, Sporting Lisbon against Athletic Bilbao, 7:55 Thursday on Channel 5.
We're at the Odyssey Arena in Belfast and it's fight time. Stand by for the Irish Heavyweight Championship. Tyson Fury against the local hero Martin Rogan. Your commentators are Al Bernstein and Dave Farah. They'll be in action after we hear from our MC, Thomas Schreiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the ring, fighting tonight out of the blue corner, Martin Rogan.
Well, he's been likened to Rocky Marciano. He comes out to the theme tune of a different Rocky. But Martin Rogan, in his hometown, has the biggest night of his career. A remarkable Cinderella story. One prize fighter beat Audley Harrison. Then, remarkably, in that great fight, beat Matt Skelton. Fell from his pedestal after that, but tonight is a big shot at redemption for Martin Rogan. And if it's ever going to be the night for him again, it has to be tonight. And what a reception for Rogan.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner, Tyson Fury!
Thrill a minute. Tyson Fury makes his way back to a boxing ring. And which way will the story go tonight? He says he's been to hell and back in his personal life, but now he's ready, lighter than he's ever been, as much of a fighter as he's ever been. And he feels that this is his town, not Martin Rogan's town. Can he turn the crowd his way? He's got plenty of support tonight, Fury. He has a massive reach advantage, height advantage, weight advantage. 17 years younger. Surely he can't make a mess of this.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to a night of championship boxing here on Channel 5. And it is being brought to you by Hennessy Sports, along with their great sponsors, Lonsdale and Titanic Belfast. We get things started with 12 rounds of boxing, and it will be for the vacant Irish Heavyweight Championship. Sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Chairman is Charles Giles. Steward in charge is John Williamson. Timekeeper is Dale Elliott. It is also sanctioned by the Boxing Union of Ireland. Supervisor Francie McCullough. Our 3 judges assigned. Scoring on a 10-point must system will be Howard Foster, Dave Paris, and Terry O'Connor. When the bell rings, our referee in charge, the third man in the ring, will be David Irving. And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from the Odyssey Arena here in Belfast, Northern Ireland, this is our main event of the evening. Introducing to you first the fighter to my left in the blue corner. He's wearing saffron-colored trunks and weighed in at 16 stone, 4 pounds, 4 ounces. Hailing from right here, Belfast, Northern Ireland. His record consists of 14 wins, just 2 defeats, with 7 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the former Commonwealth Heavyweight Champion, Martin Rogan.
And the Odyssey Arena rises as one.
Across the ring in this main event, fighting tonight out of the red corner, he's wearing green trunks and weighed in at 17 stone, 7 pounds, 12 ounces. Coming to us from Manchester, England, he is undefeated with 17 wins, and 12 of his 17 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former undefeated British and Commonwealth Heavyweight Champion, Tyson Fury.
Fury won't mind being the villain on the night.
Now to give the instructions.
Okay, boys, I've talked this with dressing rooms already. I told you the boxing rules, basic rules, all it entails. Defend yourselves at all time. Listen to my every command. And good luck to both of us. Toss gloves.
Well, Rogan says he can see fear in Fury's eyes. We're going to find out very, very soon. David Price, whose shadow lingers long over this fight, has described Fury as an accident waiting to happen.
Okay, a couple of things. First, Tyson Fury, I thought, was hysterical in the stare down, winking at Rogan, and I think showing some humor. Now, he comes out as a lefty. Who would have ever thought that? He has a new trainer in his uncle Peter Fury, who replaced Chris Johnson, who replaced his other uncle, and now he comes out as a left-hander here in round 1. So there's a lot of drama going on with Tyson Fury.
And a lot of drama early on from Martin Rogan. Head down and letting shots go already, trying to worry Fury. Had a little bit of success as well, and the wind will be put in his sails by this fantastic crowd of 5,000 here. Huge majority. 40-year-old Rogan.
Rogan had neck and spinal surgery after he lost to Sam Sexton the second time around. That slowed his career down. Then he came back, fought twice in 1 month, and now is coming back after a year layoff. So his odyssey, and excuse the pun, has been an interesting one. Who would have ever thought Tyson Fury was going to come out as a left-hander?
And Rogan is on the front foot here in the early stages. Already signs that it won't be a straightforward night for Tyson Fury. But it never is. And that surely is something he has to put right. Fury with a good left hand there as Rogan came in.
Now, you know, Tyson Fury's Achilles heel is getting hit with the right hand. It could be they've turned him into a southpaw so that at least the right hand has to travel farther. Even though the theory is you can hit lefties with right hands, which I don't really believe in. So it's a fascinating move by them.
Well, they'd said that they had changed his attitude and changed him tactically, but
he changed everything.
We didn't expect this.
And a new haircut.
Forward comes Rogan now.
Marty Rogan should be whipping right hands, which he is. If he's smart, he'll throw that right hand and keep throwing it as long as he can.
Rogan is a big man, 6'3", 16.5 stone, but he is dwarfed by Fury. Many fighters would try and win this from behind the jab, punish Rogan, like Sam Sexton did twice, but you sense Fury doesn't go the easy way. Here comes Rogan again, any measure of success, cheered to the rafters here.
Very few punches coming from Fury. There's a jab. Of course, as a right-hander, we know his jab is a huge weapon. It's like a jackhammer. I don't know about it as a lefty because we've not seen him fight as a lefty before.
Cobra bien.
Cobra, splendidly Indian, superbly smooth.
Rogan had... Well, Marty Rogan had a big round for himself in round one in some respects because he threw most of the punches, and there was the right hand that got in against Tyson Fury, who surprised all of us by coming out as a lefty.
A shock to the system for Fury in that first round. He normally finds a response. He's still boxing as a southpaw here against Rogan, who probably can't quite believe it himself. And again, Rogan is the aggressor in the early moments.
Well, they said you would see a new Tyson Fury. We didn't expect this. And it's intriguing. This will either be a brilliant move that will be hailed as a brilliant move, or it will be second-guessed throughout the United Kingdom and the world for quite a few days to come.
Rogan comes forward again. That trademark arms in the air from Fury, showing that he's not hurt, showing that he's ready to unload. A little overcautious so far, Fury. It's one thing being sensible, another going into your shell. And here comes Rogan again taking advantage.
I think they feel that as rounds go on, it benefits Tyson Fury, the younger man, and they presumably believe he's in terrific shape. That's what his trainer, Peter Fury, said to me, and they all believe, so they feel like if they can just take Rogan into some deep waters, the 40-year-old will drown. We'll see.
Rogan has a little smile on his face. Fury smiling all the way here.
Rogan not interested in slapping gloves because Fury landed a good punch.
Rogan's interested in slapping Fury, though. He came forward again there. What a fascinating fight already. Not remotely what we expected here. Tentative Tyson.
And Rogan's not thrown a lot of punches here in round number 2, as many as he did in round 1. You can see him just looking to unload that overhand right. is moving to his left, getting his left foot outside the right foot of Fury, which is remarkable because heavyweights don't even see left-handers. They never even see a lefty, and Rogan is actually doing that part very well. And it will make the right hand possible. That's how you want to fight a lefty. Left hook to the body and then try and throw the right.
Fury needs to respond here. Again, the trademark hitch of the shorts, all these nervous ticks that he has that makes you worry about it. And he needs a little bit of success here to buoy him, because at the moment it's all Rogan. It might not be devastating work from the older man, but he's certainly winning the fight.
Yeah, I mean, we're very early, but he's probably put a couple of rounds in the bag. And to him, that's really important.
And here he comes again, Rogan. Fury's going to respond. Connected with the left, but right to the gloves. First moment of aggression we've seen, really, from Tyson Fury here. At the moment, as Fury is caught again, it's turning into Rogan's night in Belfast.
Got to be happy with the hat-trick.
Over the moon. At the end of the day, it's just 2 points that matter.
The team seem to be gelling really well now.
Yeah, all down to the gaffer. Fair play to her. She got the tactics spot on.
It takes great people to help young footballers shine. That's why from coaches to volunteers, we're behind the whole team.
At Wix, we're proud to give you 25% off all flooring, deck boards and tiles until Monday, 16th of April. It's got our name on it. Wix.
That's it. We're in no rush. We're catching him.
Well, here is the corner of Tyson Fury. No panic at all, but a little bit of worry in the early stages of the fight out.
This was Fury landing a very good straight left hand. Now the question is, and he was happy with his work there, but Rogan wasn't willing to celebrate with him. Instead, Rogan came on in front and attacked him in a very squared up fashion, but Fury didn't land any counter punches. Key question, when you switch to lefty, do you change your power? And so far, we haven't seen power from Tyson Fury.
Forward comes Rogan again. It's almost become a cliche to say these Saturday nights with Tyson Fury are never dull, but boy is it true, and never truer than tonight. First 2 rounds in the bank for Rogan, certainly. And Fury under real pressure here.
Tyson Fury had a very difficult beginning of this year. His son, Prince, very ill, recovered, thank goodness, and it took a lot of his, obviously, he had to concentrate on that. He was on a roll of fighting every 2 months. He wants to do it again. He wants to fight every 2 months and be active, which most heavyweights do not do. But each fight becomes an important one, like this one with Marty Rogan.
Well, Rogan is still the aggressor. Fury is still strangely tentative. Almost a little nervous, almost, as Rogan said. He said he looked into his eyes and he saw something that he could exploit, and we're seeing that at the moment as Rogan lands another right hand here.
I think the big problem is, fighting as a lefty, Fury doesn't get power on his punches. It's a different stance. And as a righty, his left jab is very strong, and his straight right is strong. But as a left-hander, his right hook and the straight left don't carry that same kind of power, apparently.
Well, Fury always says that he'll fight anyone. He's an old-fashioned prize fighter. I wonder if he just needs to be that here. He looks more comfortable being that. And this slightly awkward approach isn't favouring him. A little bit more joy there from Fury. A good straight left hand.
Now his jab, the right jab, starting to look like his left jab usually does. And if he can keep that punch working, there it is.
Hand from Fury, and Rogan is down. Straight to his feet. But Fury is back in the fight now. Rogan can continue, and time is on Rogan's side here. Only 20 seconds left. Right hook there from Fury, who has shown that he can hurt Martin Rogan here. Well, Fury has suddenly come alive. The fight is definitely level. 10-8 round Fury. Well, that was quite something out.
Well, we wondered if the power was there in the straight left hand as a lefty. I guess it was, because that would set Marty Rogan down. And what preceded it was the most important thing. A series of jabs by Tyson Fury. And Rogan with almost a smile on his face, like, I can't believe I got caught with that.
Okay.
And that's Bernardo Checa, his trainer in the corner with him.
Come on, Marty. Come on, man. Come on. What's wrong, man? Come on. Yes. Come on. Let's go. Everything we can do here. Everything we here for what? Come on, throw the right hand. Put the hand. Do it. Come on. Okay. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Come on.
The Panamanian Bernardo Checa. In charge of Paul Hodkinson, Dane McCauley, our very own Roberto Duran for a spell as well. He's as experienced as his fighter, that's for sure. But Rogan caught by that left hand in the third. Is that the moment the tide of this fight has been truly turned by Fury?
What we saw from Tyson Fury in the last round that we didn't see in rounds 1 and 2 was activity. And once he started activity, that right jab started to look a lot like his left jab did as a righty, and his straight left looked a lot like a straight right as a righty. So if, in fact, he's capable of fighting this way, in addition to being a righty, it's certainly going to be a plus for him.
Well, we're seeing an experiment, certainly here from the Fury camp. But will it work? Right jab there from Fury. Almost a sense that he's getting used to it. It's one thing doing it in training, another making it effective in the ring.
And how about Marty Rogan has now switched to lefty? Well, now he's back to righty. They want Rogan, of course, to wing those wild right hands, because that's what you can hit him with.
Left hook followed by right hand there from Rogan. A reminder, if you're joining us here, that Martin Rogan, 17 years Tyson Fury senior. Fury a prohibitive favourite before this fight. 7-1 on he was with the bookmakers. He doesn't look like a 7-1 on shot at the moment.
Referee David Irving very much has a laissez-faire attitude about breaking these two fighters, so they're going to have to both be very careful about whether they allow themselves to get hit when they think the action's done. Good body work there, Mike. I think he hurt Rogan with that right hook to the body, Tyson Fury.
Seemed to take the wind out of him.
Rogan going backward for the first time in this fight.
Fury maybe, just maybe, starting to dominate. Well, we knew this would be a tear-up, and it's turning into one. Forward comes Rogan again. He will take some stopping.
Fury is keeping his hands up much better in this fight than he has in recent ones. And then some of that may be due to the different stance. I don't know, but he's keeping them up better. Trying to give Marty Rogan some encouragement.
They certainly are. And it's had some success so far. A cagey fourth round. The hardest one to score so far, certainly. Fight is still very much in the balance.
Horsepower and CO2 emissions from only 99 grams per kilometre. Introducing new Citroën DS5, featuring full diesel hybrid.
Citroën, créative technologie.
Yeah.
Different plus, mate. Different plus. Nice deep breaths.
They're nice and calm now in Tyson Fury's corner. Let's have a listen.
Yeah, perfect. Right, take your time now and show it him. Feint him, yeah. Step over, bang. Yeah? And you'll catch him in a minute. Line up the right hand. Step in, move up. When you throw your right hand, you lean over, bang up with impact him, yeah?
They want him to catch Rogan with the left. They want him to feint, open Martin Rogan up and then catch him again. But Rogan has his own plan here, roared on by the crowd. He's had a strong start to every round so far.
The third, of course, the round in which the left hand did knock Rogan down, and they think that can be duplicated. Rogan has never been 12 rounds, but he went 11 when he beat Skelton. He knocked him out in the 11th, and he went 10 against Audley Harrison.
And a tight decision that night as Rogan tries to set another one up tonight, maybe.
Fury, of course, in a fight we saw here on Channel 5 against Jared Chisora, went 12 rounds brilliantly.
Well, that is the one performance that's lifted him up those rankings. More to do with what Chisora's done since, really. Yeah, this is good control stuff from Fury tonight.
He is being very patient and fighting with this different stance. He has not gotten ahead of himself, that's for sure. Gave away a couple early rounds, but since then has controlled the action and scored a knockdown.
Rogan looking for one of his own. Fury down for the first time in his career, of course, last time out against Nevin Pajic. The combination there from Fury. Just need to start throwing more punches, and he's doing that now, and he's starting to hurt Rogan.
Rogan is the shorter fighter and a fighter who this kind of style can certainly work against. We didn't expect it to be a left-handed style. We expected this kind of fight from Tyson Fury, just not as a lefty. So it's fascinating.
Again, a little bit of success there for Rogan. What he mustn't do, though, is start to look desperate. Start to throw really wild right hands. He's on the brink of doing it now.
Rogan is not getting good punching distance for himself. And he's also rushing in squared up against Fury. And those body punches now by Fury are having a big impact.
Yeah, the body shot there hurt Rogan. That right to the body. And there's a left and a right, a combination to the body from Fury. Again, Rogan smiles, but it looks less convincing now than it did earlier on. Good combination again, and that has really hurt Rogan. Left to the body from Fury. And is Rogan going to recover? It was clinical and it was brutal. And Rogan is stumbling to his feet. There's only seconds left in the round. Can he defend himself here, Rogan? Corner have called it off. Corner have called it off. Bernardo Checker steps in to rescue his man. Rogan doesn't like it at all. But Fury with that left to the body sinks Martin Rogan to his knees. And the Panamanian in Rogan's corner says that's enough.
This night had already had several twists and turns, and this was the last of them, as Martin Rogan, who, to be honest, didn't look like he was that ready to continue in any case. Some sportsmanship from these men who have had a few choice words for each other beforehand.
Yeah, they certainly have. And let's hear it.
At the end of the day, we're still friends.
Well, that was good to hear at the end of the day. We're still friends. And Tyson Fury leads the applause and just said, come on, he's a fighting man. And look at this now. Fury is getting the crowd to try and cheer the name of Martin Rogan.
Remarkable. And that's it. It's just charming is the best way to put it, really. I know you don't use that word very much in the world of boxing, but I'd use it right there. And Marty Rogan came here as a tough dude. You know, he tried in this fight, and Tyson Fury's body work, and against a 40-year-old man, of course you want to do the body work, and that one just sank him to his knee. And David Irving was going to let the fight continue, but clearly there was issues. And for Tyson Fury, he showed us not only a new Tyson Fury, he showed us a completely new Tyson Fury.
And at the end, they stood like two friends, wondering what might have been and wondering what will be. He is a truly remarkable young man, Tyson Fury, in many, many different ways. Let's get to the announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 3 minutes of round number 5, the blue corner advises our referee in charge, David Irving, to stop the contest. Therefore, your winner, still undefeated, and now the Irish heavyweight champion, Tyson Fury.
So Tyson Fury is the winner here by knockout. There's plenty more to come on the show. We're going to see Chris Eubank Jr. We've got more from that great competition. And of course, it's always worth listening to. We'll hear from Tyson Fury. See you in a minute.
Mr. President, there's been a massive takeover on Space Prison MS-1.
What we want is freedom, or we crash this prison.
It's falling out of the sky. We can send in one man, Snow.
I'm thrilled that you would think of me. Going to space, get inside the maximum security nut house. It's a dream vacation.
The control room's on the other side.
Really? Snow, what's going on?
I'm almost there.
Lockout. Come on, it'll be fun.
Come home to Caesars tonight at CaesarsCasino.com and get a £5 free cash bonus. No deposit required. Play now at CaesarsCasino.com for your chance to win £1 million.
Well, welcome back. Tyson Fury then winning in the 5th round. Al, I tell you, this young man surprises us every time we see him. Suddenly he's a southpaw. What's going on here?
You know, when Peter Fury said that we were going to see a new Tyson Fury, I kind of thought maybe not that new, but it was amazing. And, you know, when he came out as a lefty, the idea, I think, going through our heads was, well, this was to give somebody a new look. Maybe he's confused Marty Rogan. But in reality, it turned out to be the exact style they wanted. What the question that is most important, of course, we're going to get to talk to him about it, is he a lefty from now on? I don't know, but it was a fascinating move on their part. And as I said, it was either going to be second-guessed forever, or in this case it was successful. People will say it's a fascinating move.
Let's have a look at the fight then in some detail. I'm interested in the word that you and Dave used the word controlled, about the way that Tyson Fury went about his job tonight.
I think they felt that in against a 40-year-old man, even though Rogan would expend this kind of energy early in the fight, their feeling was, if we fight in this stance that we think is better defensively, we'll block those right hands, which they did, and then something like this will happen, where a left hand lands for Tyson Fury. I think their feeling was 3rd, 4th, 5th round, something like this was going to happen. It did, and it changed the tenor of the fight. And then Tyson Fury was able to switch his attack, as we'll see here in round 5, to the body, and ultimately that left hand to the body would send Rogan down. And so, yes, it was a controlled effort in which he came up with the important punches when he needed them.
So where do you think this takes him on the road to a world title fight? He's had to give up his British crown, his Commonwealth crown. He's now the Irish champion. He's going to be a lefty. Where are we with this Tyson Fury story? Not an easy one to answer.
No, it's a tricky question, but that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I think the answer doesn't come tonight against Marty Rogan, who's a 40-year-old veteran, a fight that makes a lot of sense to have because it's for the Irish title and it's an interesting fight. It doesn't advance the championship story necessarily. It would have been devastating, however, with a bad performance here tonight. So I think what this does is it shows us that they're a creative lot in Tyson Fury's corner, and that they're willing to come up with ideas to try and make him the world-class fighter that he already is at rank number 8 in the WBC.
Right, he's just climbing through the ropes. Tyson Fury is going to come and have a word with us. My question to you is, have you seen this before with people who want world titles, that they do change their styles on the way there?
A little bit, yes. For instance, Manny Pacquiao changed his style after he became champion. He became more of a boxer puncher. I've never seen a heavyweight do something like Tyson Fury did tonight and then be successful. That's never happened. Look who's here, Tyson Fury.
Here we are, Tyson come in here. We're live still on Channel 5, of course. Many congratulations. Look, let's cut to the chase. We all want to know, are you now a lefty full time? What's going on, Tyson, with your approach?
Well, can I say, as always, thank you to my Lord and Saviour, Christ Jesus. Second of all, I'm just practicing a few things there, you know. I found it a bit comfortable to go left-handed, so, you know, I'm a world-class heavyweight, and I'm going to try different things.
Okay, you say you're practicing it, but obviously you'd made up your mind, you know, some time ago that you were going to approach that fight in this manner.
No, to be honest with you, I'm ambidextrous. I can box both hands, yeah. I can hit as hard with the right as I can with the left. And just one of them things we practiced in the gym. And me and my Uncle Peter, we worked up a good game plan for Martin Rogan. And he looked like the type of fellow we could practice it on.
Okay, let's have a look at the knockdown then, which we can just see here with the straight left there that you knocked him down in the third.
Yeah, it was a hook to the body. And you know what, can I just say one thing? Martin Rogan is an absolute warrior because, you know, he couldn't land a blow on me, and yet he kept coming for 5 rounds. And I've just got to take this hat off to Martin Rogan because he is a true Irish warrior. And it's been a pleasure being here tonight in Belfast, boxing, and I feel like it's my hometown, you know what I mean? I got such a great welcome out here, and I hope to bring big title fights to Ireland. And I hope everyone can get behind me and love me as much as I love coming to Belfast and boxing.
Let's bring Mick Hennessy in, your promoter, of course. Mick, where does this leave Tyson? I mean, we've been talking, Al and I, about the fact that he was fighting as a southpaw this evening. Where does this leave him on the road to a world title fight?
Well, I mean, how many heavyweights could do that, what he done tonight in world boxing? I mean, turn southpaw for the whole fight. He didn't turn back once. And he looked so relaxed, and he looked awesome. I mean, that jab was sensational. He was doubling it, trebling it, whipping the body shots in. And he never really even got out of third gear. There's so much more to come from him. He's in incredible shape, tremendous shape. Peter's done a fantastic job with him. And he can go all the way. I mean, he can be world champion as quick as he wants. We're just going to keep him busy now. He's looking at June 30th on Channel 5. Keep him busy. He's got the Irish belt. He wanted that. He's had British, Commonwealth, and now the Irish. European would be nice, and then genuine world honours.
Do you feel in the best shape of your career this evening?
No doubt, I'm in the best shape I've ever been in, amateur or pro. And it's all down to this fella here. If you'd just like to come here, take a couple of steps forward. Come here.
Peter Fury.
I'd like to ask him, what does he think of that performance? After 3.5 months in the gym, what do you reckon?
Listen, I'm over the moon with it. We dedicate this fight to my brother John. And a bit emotional.
All right, so Tyson Fury becomes the interviewer on top of everything else. What else can you... And you sang at the weigh-in. You did stand-up comedy at the press conference. How many careers can you have?
Well, you know what? All my focus is going into boxing. And, you know, who knows what holds in the future? Nobody.
You know, you came in here with this crowd, obviously being for Martin Rogan, and I think you understand that. But you left with this crowd more enamored with you. Part of it was your gesture to Rogan, which honestly, I called it charming on the air because it was that. It seemed heartfelt by you.
You know what it was? There were a lot of fans in here tonight, and Martin Rogan's the hometown warrior. He's put on a lot of good performances in Belfast and in the UK, and you know what it is, he's an honourable fellow. He come here tonight, he put up a brilliant show, and I hope the fans can see that he's not a loser just because he's lost tonight to a better man on the night. It's just one of them things, and I'm on my way to a world title, and Martin Rogan's finishing his career, you know.
Now I asked, we talked to Nick just a moment ago about it, and I asked you the other day about it, and you can both comment if you want. There are some names out there that clearly people think about. Robert Helenius, who is a European fighter who just had a very close and questionable decision against Chisora, who you beat fairly handily. Povetkin, who, you know, you guys have been kind of chasing a little bit. And I'm going to ask both you guys, who are some of these heavyweights that will lead you to the Klitschko's that you want to fight?
You know what it is? I've done an awful lot of talking in the past, and I've called out a lot of people. You know what? So I'm just going to let my boxing do me talking from now on. And you know what it is? Mick Hennessy's my promoter. Just let him sort it all out, and whoever it is, I'll turn up and box. And I'm sure that I can put on a great performance.
Right, well, let's ask Mick then. You didn't want to ask a question that time, Tyson. I'll do it then. Who's it going to be then, Mick? What's the plan?
Well, look, he would beat Povetkin tomorrow. Let's be real here. He would absolutely wipe the floor with Povetkin. That fight's not going to happen anytime soon because he's the champion, and it would end up being in Germany. And you know, we're going to manoeuvre Tyson. He's the star. He's the biggest star in heavyweight boxing behind the Klitschko's at the moment. We're going to manoeuvre him into a position where he's going to be, you know, he's going to be the one where we bring him over here. He's going to have the leverage because he's the star. So we're going to get him into that position where we bring the Povetkins over here and even, you know, bring the Klitschko's over when the time's right, because he's the only heavyweight who can do it.
Terrific, Mick. Thank you, Tyson. Well done. Thank you very much indeed. We'll see you again very soon. Tyson Fury, and coming up very soon, the next instalment in the Chris Eubank Jr. story, and a chance to win a great competition to one of the fights of the year.
Here's your chance to get close to the action and win 2 seats to Amir Khan's hotly anticipated rematch with Lamont Peterson in Las Vegas on May the 19th. We'll fly you to Vegas and put you up in the 5-star Venetian Hotel for 5 nights, so you'll have time to enjoy the casinos, shows and everything else this city has to offer. All you have to do to enter is call 0904 1619 555, 0904 1619 555, or text boxing to 85559, boxing to 85559. Or send your name and phone number to Boxing3, PO Box 7557, Derby DE1 ONP. Calls cost £1.53 from a BT landline. Calls from other networks may vary, and from mobiles will cost considerably more. Text costs £1.50 plus 1 message at standard network rate. Lines close at midday tomorrow and 3 days later for postal entries. For rules and winners, go to channel5.com/win.
Good luck with that, and after the break, Chris Eubank Jr. on the way on Channel 5.
This is Ultimate Clubland. 4 CDs of the biggest names in Clubland, all on one album. With Alexander Stan, Cascada, Ultra Beats, Darren Styles, N-Trance, and loads more. Celebrating 10 years of Clubland. Ultimate Clubland. Out now.
Carling. Brilliantly British, brilliantly refreshing.
I'm very tired.
It's a real nightmare when your card is lost or stolen. But NatWest's emergency cash service means you could still get your cash, even if you don't have your card.
Let me get it sorted.
Call anytime, and you'll be given a special code, which you can use at any NatWest cash machine to withdraw up to £300. NatWest is part of the only banking group to offer this service. Isn't it time you switch to a more helpful bank? NatWest. Helpful banking.
All through the winter time he hid himself away, till a flock of swans spied him there, and very soon agreed, "You're a very fine swan indeed."
We've come a long way since our first streamlined Audi.
The best in town.
Sharpen your senses. Boss Bottled Sport, the new fragrance for men.
What's up, classmates? Nothing brings people together. We're gonna party together. It'll be just like old times. Awesome! Like a reunion.
This is you, right? Father, my child.
An American tradition returns. Looks like a high school party. I love the Twilight books. New Moon is my favorite.
Mine too.
Oh my God! We have like so much in common. American Pie Reunion in cinemas May 2nd.
With over 150 ways to win at Betfred, you can enjoy the thrill of all your favourite games. Play on jackpot games that have over £3 million in available jackpots. Our live dealers give you that true casino experience with real action and real rewards. And get a completely free £10 no deposit bonus split between games and casino. Play now, win now at Betfred.com.
Carling, the perfect balance of flavour and refreshment. Carling, brilliantly British, brilliantly refreshing.
The man who beat Alex Reid, Bama champ Tom Kong Watson. It's his toughest challenge yet against the Brazilian legend, Ninja Roar. It's England versus Brazil for the belt. Bama. This is the moment fans have been waiting for. After the boxing on Channel 5.
Welcome back. We've been following with interest the fledgling career of Chris Eubank Jr. here on Channel 5, and he's had 2 wins out of 2 so far under the watchful eye of his father. So looking ahead to this next fight of his, he's not been afraid to take on tough opponents at the very start of his career. The same story this evening up against Paul Allison, a tough Scotsman from Stranraer, himself unbeaten over 6 fights. The 2 men both 22. Allison has 5 wins and a draw to Eubank's 2 wins, and weighed in 1 pound lighter at 11 stone 8 pounds. So once more, let's join our MC Thomas Schreiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the ring, fighting tonight out of the blue corner, Paul Allison.
Big chance tonight for Paul Allison to make a name for himself, but he does face a pretty daunting task here in Belfast. 5 wins and a draw on his record through his last fight, known as the Punisher, but it could be a punishing night tonight for Paul Allison.
Well, he'd like to duplicate an upset victory that he had a little while ago in beating Jack Sunderland. That was in his second fight. Jack was the favorite in his home area, and he won that. But bigger fish to fry here this evening in a fight in which he's facing Eubank, who he and his manager criticized a bit for his last effort.
Yeah, more of that to
come. And now,
come.
ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner, the man with the famous name, Chris Eubank Jr.
Fascinating always to learn what reception Chris Eubank Jr. will get. I think it was okay until they saw who's walking behind him. The pantomime villain himself, his father, Chris Eubank, on the ring walk here. And he has a fair bit to prove tonight, even at this early stage in his career. There are some who are suggesting that he's flash, he's got quick hands, but maybe not the most percussive puncher. We'll find out plenty in Eubank Jr. Part 3 tonight here in Belfast.
Like his father, he is not an introvert.
And after that, now they're on his side.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is being brought to you by Hennessy Sports, along with their great sponsors, Lonsdale and Titanic Belfast. This bout coming your way is scheduled for 6 rounds of boxing in the middleweight division, and our referee in charge will be Terry O'Connor. Introducing to you first the fighter to my left in the blue corner. He's wearing silver and black trunks and weighed in at 11 stone, 8 pounds. Coming to us from Stranraer, Scotland, he brings a professional record of 5 wins, no defeats, 1 draw, with 1 win coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Paul Ellison.
There's been a lot of talk.
And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He's wearing white and green trunks and weighed in at 11 stone, 9 pounds. Coming to us from Brighton, England, he is undefeated with 2 wins, and one of those 2 wins comes by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Chris Eubank Jr.
Just sense that he is in the mood tonight. No problems with his hands. Maybe he can turn it on.
Up at all times. Most important when I say break on it straight away, okay? Shake hands, best luck to both. Appreciate.
The hand problem you alluded to in his last fight, the right hand was damaged. Couldn't use it at all, really, very much in the fight. But it engendered Paul Ellison and his trainer, his manager, suggesting that he got away with murder by winning with 1 hand and with some other tactics.
Yeah, it was the way that he used his elbows that Paul Ellison's manager, didn't like. Nice touch from Chris Eubank Jr. as well, with the green and white shorts with the shamrock. Very, very classy young man, and he started well here. Does have great hand speed.
Yeah, and Ellison undefeated. This is a real fight, and you have to give Eubank credit for taking this fight right now. One that will advance him if he's to win, but gives him some difficulty, certainly, and danger in losing. Good hooks by Ellison. You can tell he wants to land that punch. And there he does, but look at the hand speed of Eubank.
Oh, really good right hand there from Eubank. He is turning on the style in the opening round here. There's no problems with his right hand tonight.
No, he's landed several very good ones already, and if there is somebody out there who is very new to boxing, his dad, Chris Eubank, of course, the WBO middleweight champion who defended his title 14 times, a charismatic and sometimes polarizing figure in this part of the woods.
Well, he famously fought against Steve Collins and Ray Close in Belfast. He hoped that would lead to some support for his son.
This has been a very impressive first round for Eubank, but also a fun one to watch because Ellison has been unrelenting in coming forward and throwing punches.
Yeah, Ellison's pretty at home here as well. He's been to Belfast, sparred Andy Murray at John Breen's gym famously. But Eubank is in a mood to get on with it here. You can sense that already and see it.
This fight's going to boil down to whether Eubank hurts him. Ellison is going to keep coming forward. His face is already red. He's been hit with a number of punches. But the pressure is going to keep coming.
Well, our friend and colleague Dave McCauley just suggested that was one of the things he worried about with Chris Eubank Jr., whether he really could hurt fighters. And you can be great without being able to do that, but it's much, much harder.
Yeah, being able to stun them or certainly keep them at bay with some power is important. You can tell the offensive arsenal for Eubank is complete. He's shown us every single punch already with seconds left in the first round.
20 to go in a really entertaining opening round here. As we see the gradual progress of Chris Eubank Jr. A journey, well, we don't know where it's going to take us. Competitive opening round then.
wide open for a right hand to the body, straight right hand.
Deserved applause there for Chris Eubank Jr., and this is why.
Yeah, Eubank counterpunching very well, but leaves himself open for that left hook by Allison, even though he's ripping these combinations and doing very well. The hand speed of Eubank is just, that's the key to this whole deal, and it'll be what makes him a special fighter as he goes forward.
Yeah. Start to sit down lower. He's open there, right to the body. Crack that right hand straight to the middle. Come up the left hook, but go low. You're too high. Come down lower. All right? Get that jab working, Chris, so he's not on your leg.
Words of Ronnie Davis. He says that Junior could be better than Chris Eubank Senior.
Keep the horns up though, don't give him points. Right?
They don't want Allison to give it away.
Great shot there. The triangle. Davis, who trained Chris Eubank and trains his son, and all three men now living out this experience again.
Good body shot there from Eubank. Right hand again. Little counter though from Allison. Not having it all his own way here, Chris Eubank Jr.
Wow.
It's a great combination. Hand speed, fantastic again.
He may be discouraging Paul Allison here in round two with some of those shots. Some of those right hands have a lot of power on them.
But even if they're not singly destructive shots, they're going to have a cumulative effect here. Rocked back the head there of Paul Allison on 2 or 3 occasions.
And Allison is a fighter known for keeping his hands up, and he tries to do that in this fight, but even with them up, when he throws punches, he's getting countered by Eubank.
Allison moving in, threw a couple of shots to the body and instantly took punishment himself. A couple of uppercuts there from Eubank, just mixing things up.
There's the jab by Allison. When he jabs his way in, he can do a better job. He's landing a few shots on the inside there. He wants this fight at close range.
Nothing wrong with that. Allison's commitment or his attitude here. He has come to fight. He's come to move forward and try and put pressure on Eubank, but he's finding it very hard.
He's making Chris Eubank be terrific tonight. He's forcing him to be. And those are strong body shots by Allison, so he's making a sincere effort in this fight.
Oh. Again, the power there of Eubank, but a good left hand from Allison and his corner to their feet applauding.
And that's because Chris Eubank just decided to throw a wild right hand, not with a jab. That's a mistake of youth.
Allison just encouraged by that.
Eubank has sparred with George Groves, of course, the super middleweight champion, a world-class fighter, and that helps you.
By all accounts, he was very, very good against George Groves as well, who is as honest as they come. Final 10 seconds here of the second round. This is a proper test for Chris Eubank Jr., and he's responding well at the moment. Great stuff again, real action. And we can get over now to our very own Joe Tidy, who is with Chris Eubank Sr.
Chris, please so far?
Yes. You know, we've had to up his the standard of his opponent. So this fellow is 5 fights unbeaten. So he's coming to fight, and Christopher can do far more with better fighters.
Does seem like a different fighter tonight. Has he got something to prove, do you think, after last time?
No, I think he proved all he needed to in the last fight. Having one hand, only using one hand, is really twice the performance.
It's all going according to plan then?
Well, it never goes according to plan, but, you know, if we are, you know, a mile or two out, we'll still hit the target. I think he's special. He's special.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you.
He's special. Well, he's interesting, and he's very, very good. I guess time will tell if he's special. He's still getting instruction from his father as he goes into round 3. I do wish he'd let him make his own way, and I'm not sure it's a great help that Dad comes up and starts barking instructions. This kid's good enough to stand on his own 2 feet. With the great help, of course, of Ronnie Davis as well.
The combination punching is the difference in this fight, but it has not discouraged Paul Allison from coming forward. And I thought Chris Eubank's comments were very apt in that sense, because a better fighter at this level like Allison, and one that has courage and resilience, will make Eubank fight better.
Well, he'll get better against better class of opponents. How far will that go? He hasn't dealt with this guy yet.
Absolutely. And, you know, there was a good left hook by Allison. He's thrown some good ones. They haven't quite landed the way he wanted them to. That's probably going to be his money punch. And occasionally those thunderous jabs have gotten in for Allison.
Well, credit to Eubank's team for making this match.
Absolutely. And for Hennessy Sports to put their imprint on it. It's a good match.
Fascinating to follow a career right from the start, as we have here on Channel 5 with Chris Eubank Jr. You see the flaws, and you see him getting better, and you still see him make the mistakes. Good punch there from Eubank Jr., but a good response from Allison.
He's fought adversities. We've mentioned against Jason Ball that damaged right hand. He had to dig deep to win a 58-56 decision. And here he is now in against a different kind of challenge. A fighter who is just resilient and coming forward and throwing good punches. Big
left hand there from Allison. Just wonder if it rocked Eubank Jr. for a moment there. This is a test for him.
We talked about the hook, and Allison was able to get it. He should be dipping to his left. I think Paul Allison is just cranking left hooks to the body and the head and throw them until you can't throw them anymore.
I wonder if his manager, Paul Graham, will just be starting to feel vindicated here. Final 30 seconds here of the 3rd round of 6.
And certainly we've seen nothing from Chris Eubank that should raise the ire of Graham or anyone. There's been no strange tactics or anything of that nature. It's just been good fighting by both men.
Both taking risks.
Yes.
Eubank coming forward now. Risks always make for entertaining fights. Good right there from Eubank. Another really entertaining round here.
Well, Paul Allison has been looking for the left hook. And he's landed a few, but here he would find one. That one missed, but he would have another one that would get in. The Eubank with some good hand speed. And couldn't get that one in, but there was a point in that last round where Allison was able to get his big left hand in.
Looking good. You're floating work in there, aren't you?
Certainly plenty to encourage Allison here. Long way to go. I wonder what you make at this point in the fight, out of the point that Dave McCauley was making about Eubank's power, because he is catching Allison and he is loading up punches against him, but he doesn't seem to be hurting him that much.
Yeah, you know, I don't, at this juncture against these fighters, Eubank is not a big power puncher, but he's a sharp puncher. And so, I think it's early to make that kind of determination to say whether it's going to impair his career or not. And when you win and you put together all these punches together, you have to give credit for that. But
straight right there from Eubank.
But you're right. That's a right hand right down the pike that didn't seem to hurt Allison very badly.
Allison just stumbling there, and Eubank trying to take advantage, and he stumbled towards the corner. Eubank's looking for the finish. Great right to the jaw. Referee's about to step in. Keeps up the pressure, and he stops it. Stops it in round 4. A win for Chris Eubank Jr. It was a stumble, I think, from Allison, and then Eubank Jr. knew how to finish finish. He was right on top of him, and that's his most impressive performance so far, by a long way.
It is, and a proud father, and why not? It's impressive because Paul Allison came here to win this fight. He didn't come to try and look good. And no complaints from the Allison corner on the stoppage. He feels that, you know, he had been hurt badly. And that gentleman there, Chris Eubank, has had his share of victories inside the ring, and now happy to see his son get a win inside the ring. And it was a very spectacular ending to this match. And again, hand speed made it all work. When you land a series of punches like this, it is devastating. And once the head went back like that, the referee felt he had seen enough. And I thought there might be a complaint from Allison in his corner, but there was not. So clearly the referee was right. Allison was hurt, and one of what he hopes to be many times in the future, Chris Eubank rises for his son.
What the great sportsmen do, they always say, is seize the moment when it's there. And that's what Chris Eubank Jr. did there. He saw the opportunity for the stoppage, and he got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 43 seconds of round number 4. Our referee in charge, Terry O'Connor, steps in, stops the contest for the safety of the blue corner, as he was in no condition to continue. Therefore, your winner, and still undefeated, Chris Eubank Jr.
So a win for Chris Eubank Jr. and father and son afterwards in the dressing room caught up with Joe Tidy.
So Chris, very convincing win there for you. Talk us through the fight from your perspective.
I went in there tonight with the intention of proving a point. You know, a lot of people have been saying, you know, how good is he? We haven't really seen, you know, all of his abilities and what he's capable of. So tonight I went out there looking to produce an explosive performance, and that's exactly what I did.
You seem to be enjoying yourself as well. Is it nice to be able to use both hands this time?
Definitely. You know, last fight was only restricted to the left hand. This fight had both tools, and I used them, and I'm very happy.
And Chris, proud father?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, very, very effective. I haven't seen punching ability like that in the last 20 years. Very exciting, and I think, you know, we have a live wire. And I think there's going to be a few more performances like that. You know, we've upped the opponent's capabilities. This individual came in with 5 wins and no losses. And it seems, as I thought, you know, the better they are, the more he can actually produce, and the more he can flourish, and the more he can actually show his true abilities. So, you know, I'm very happy. I mean, I'm very, very happy.
And where do we go from here then? Is it a case of getting the next level of fighters?
The next level, yes. The next generation, which is what he is. You know, the viewers, you should at some point, you know, find him on Twitter, find him on Facebook. He's going to be the one to watch.
And is it about building that profile at the moment for you then?
Yeah, I want to get out there as much as possible. You know, I'm fighting on terrestrial TV, Channel 5. It's a great opportunity for me. It's a great opportunity for the British public to watch a fighter grow. And as my father said, I'm on Twitter, Chris Eubank Jr. And Facebook, YouTube. I'm on all of them. So in between fights, you know, you can keep in touch with me. And obviously, I'm looking to fight at least 2 or 3 more times this year. So you'll be seeing a lot more of this.
Well, now that's Chris Eubank Jr. Where's he going to go, this young man?
You know, he has all the elements as a young fighter that you want to see. He's got hand speed. We saw power in this performance against a good young fighter in Paul Allison. And clearly he's got heredity on his side. There are clearly in his only 3 pro fights, clearly some areas, mechanical areas, where he needs to work on. But this young man with a big upside.
Okay, and we've got to finish with Tyson Fury. What an enigma this man is. What a riddle, what a fascination. Boxing as a southpaw this evening, and flooring Martin Rogan in the 3rd.
You know, Tyson Fury is a flashpoint for opinion among boxing fans. whether it's pro or con. Some people don't like the fact that he didn't fight David Price, that fight couldn't be worked out. Some see his up and down roller coaster rides as a sign that he's not a great heavyweight. Others see it as exciting. But I'm going to tell you the one thing that you can't say about Tyson Fury, he is not boring. And tonight, he showed us again he's not boring. Comes out as a lefty. He handles Marty Rogan after a little bit of a slow start, and again provides us with some intriguing drama. If you asked me before this fight, was Tyson Fury going to come out and be a left-hander for the entire fight, I would have said you were crazy. And you don't say that to the Sportscaster of the Year. But I still would have said it to you, and it turns out no.
Well, there you are. He's absolutely fascinating as well. What about the man that he beat this evening, Martin Rogan? Let's hear from him now.
Knackered. Very tired. No, I was trying to do everything to plan, and I think I was doing everything to plan with the team there, with Bernard, Chaka and Oscar and Cream. And I put a lot of hard work into it. We were trying to condition, everything. I just done everything to plan the way a fighter's supposed to do it, and I stuck to it.
Talk us through that final punch then.
I didn't even... he set me up lovely. I didn't see it coming. I was on the turn as he hit me. And it was a great shot. I think he did it. I have to give it to him, all respect to him, because he deserves everything he gets. And there was a lot of banter on the way through and stuff like that, which I know didn't come from Tyson Fury.
Well, that's Martin Rogan. The interesting thing is, if Tyson Fury doesn't know which way he's going to box, his opponent certainly doesn't. And is it possible that he could box southpaw to start with and actually change styles mid-fight? Is that really possible?
Yeah, it actually is. And, he's a fighter who is ambidextrous, and in the gym has worked this way. When you're a heavyweight, you don't face left-handers. Very few left-handed heavyweights. So if they could incorporate that into his style as an element, I think it would be interesting. It would add yet another twist to this already interesting story.
Well, it surely gives him a massive advantage, doesn't it? If he can start with one style and it's not working out, then he just has to switch styles, and suddenly he's asking a question of his opponents.
Right, especially when you're 6'9", and it was quite apparent. It took him a little while to get comfortable tonight, several rounds. But once he did, and I made the comment during the broadcast, all of a sudden his right jab looked as strong as the left jab did when he was a righty, and his straight left hand looked kind of as powerful as the right hand did when he's a righty. So we see that unlike some fighters, his power does not get diminished.
At what stage do you think that his name starts to reverberate a little bit wider than just Europe?
I think the next step for Tyson Fury is quite simply to face a fighter of note. Now, he did it with Derek Chisora and beat him for the British and also the Commonwealth title. Now, Chisora goes on and loses a close decision to Robert Helenius that he could have won, and gains respect in fighting against one of the Klitschkos. But somehow people devalued of Tyson Fury's victory over Derek Chisora, saying he was out of shape, etc. So in a way, Tyson Fury's already had that win. But it's apparent he's going to have to get another one, whether it's against a Helenius or a Povetkin or a David Price or somebody of that note. That would be the next thing that spreads the word of Tyson Fury.
You used the word, you and Dave Farah, control, particularly at the start of the fight, wasn't it? It seemed very methodical, almost as if he wanted to plot his way through these 12 rounds if necessary.
And the reason he probably could do that is because when you're in shape, and he said he was in shape for this fight, and his conditioning has been an issue before, you don't have to rush your punches. And here we see him taking his time, and you see that right jab that we talked about, and the left hook, straight left hand followed it. When you're in shape, Mark, and you don't have to rush punches, and you can take your time, knowing you're going to go the full 12 round, and he stayed on balance, which was also important. So it's funny how everything about what he does comes back to conditioning, and ultimately he was able to do in Martin Rogan with that tremendous body shot.
Now that's going to be key for him, conditioning, isn't it? He was what he said was his best ever shape, 17.5 stone. His weight has ballooned up and down a little bit that we've seen him on Channel 5 since we first saw him last summer.
Right. Here's what his answer is to that. And it was the answer for a lot of heavyweights in the old days, Mike Tyson and some others. His answer for this conditioning issue is to fight regularly. Fight every 2 months, which he was doing last year until, of course, the illness with his son, Prince, had an impact, and he had to pay attention to that. He thinks if he can fight every eight weeks or so, it'll keep him in condition. if he does that and fights his way to a heavyweight title, no one's done that in 15 or 20 years. That's just not done that way. But for him, it might be the best answer because it keeps him in condition.
The fact that he is such an enigma, is such a riddle, is going to keep people interested in him. Hopefully, from his point of view, far beyond, as I say, the British Isles and Europe, maybe all the way to your side of the water there, Al.
Absolutely. I'm fascinated by him for all those reasons, and because he's an interesting man. You know, I mean, he's got the traveler history in his past. Dad's going to come out of prison in a year and revisit their family. He's changed trainers more time than Madonna has changed lovers, you know, and I mean, he's got everything going on in his career. So the fact of the matter is he's an interesting man, and an interesting man who both Emmanuel Stewart and the Klitschkos are on record as saying know how to fight. I'm not saying that means he's going to sweep to a world title in the next year and a half, but I'm saying it makes him a very interesting and compelling figure in the sport of boxing.
Just very, very briefly, going to stick with this trainer now. Do you think this seems to be the right approach?
Yo, you're asking me some tough questions here. Well, it's Peter Fury, his uncle, certainly made a splash here tonight. We said coming in with such a bold new strategy was either going to be second guess or be a great strategy. But my guess is he'll stick with him for a while.
Al, great to have you with us again, the voice of boxing
Always
on Channel 5. Thank you very much indeed. And we are back in a month's time. Some more terrific boxing for you here on Channel 5. Britain's new exciting prospect, Kid Galahad, defending his WBC Super Bantamweight International title against Josh Wale. Chris Eubanks on the bill as well. Tyson Fury, we're going to follow him all the way. Bye-bye for now.
Remember when you were younger and everything was better? No, you don't, because it wasn't. Channel 5 is going to tear off the rose-tinted spectacles and close down memory lane. Never mind what you think you did, we're going to show you what you really did.
Taxi!
Join me, Robert Webb, as we rummage through the dustbin of popular culture and pull out all your dirty little secrets in 10 Things I Hate About, starting with 1995. The new series starts 10 o'clock Monday on Channel 5.
Brand new CSI
on Channel 5.
New Bulmers number 17 with crushed red berries and lime rewards people who are up for new experiences.
Excuse me, my friend's band, they're playing in about an hour around the corner. Guys, are you guys busy? Take a chance. No? Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my friend's band, Plan B!
Bulmers, keeping things original since 1887.
Ping, pong, ping, pong, ping, pong. Perfection. That is magical.
We feel at our best with a full head of hair. So try Regain Foam, the first and only foam treatment clinically proven to regrow hair. Join a growing group of men who are using Regain Foam every day. Ask for details at Boots and other pharmacies.
Come home to Caesars tonight at CaesarsCasino.com and get a £5 free cash bonus. No deposit required. Play now at CaesarsCasino.com for your chance to win £1 million.